Sportsmanship. The most important and valuable lesson for youngsters is sportsmanship. Fair play, respect for opponents, and gracious behavior in winning and losing. Poor sportsmanship has no biases or filters and is contagious. It starts with the adults, the coaches, the parents, and the role models. Poor sportsmanship happens when there is too much emphasis on winning/losing and not enough is placed on playing the game. Failure and success should both be embraced equally and are life lessons. If the emphasis on young athletes is to play the game and have fun, there shouldn't be a focus on results, but more on execution. Before you learn any fundamentals, skills, or physical techniques, you should learn about attitudes and behaviors, good and bad. Pressure to break the rules comes from pressure to win, which most often comes from the adults. This often leads to a loss in self-confidence and lowered self-esteem. The first people who should be taught the difference between good and bad sportsmanship should be the adults. The damage that can be caused by poor adult sportsmanship can be not only physical, but emotional, and can have long-term effects on young athletes. Jim Courier, ex-tennis player's sportsmanship for me is when a guy walks off the court and you really can't tell whether he won or lost, when he carries himself with pride either way. Cutting athletes. Cutting athletes from teams or sports when they're still in elementary school or middle school makes no sense, since they still have plenty of time to blossom. The exception is when an athlete demonstrates that they cannot compete at their assigned level. It is never fun to be asked to perform at a level that is not appropriate for your abilities and potential. No coach, no matter how experienced, can tell which athletes are going to be future stars in their sport and which need to retire. By age 13, 70% of the athletes who play youth sports will quit. There's no need to make cuts when the natural process of athletes moving on to other activities and interests should take care of any type of potential number problems. Before high school, all leagues should be developmental, with the primary focus on fun, learning, and improvement. If coaches make these the priorities, why cut any athletes at all? 2 suggestions for coaches. First, have practice once a week without any direction. Players solve their own problems. You supervise for safety but as a spectator. Secondly, let the kids design a practice on their own where they tell you what they want to work on. Getting the kids involved in the decision-making process will help them grow emotionally and psychologically. They will also take more ownership of the team if they are allowed to make decisions and plan on its behalf. The coach and stress. It is normal for coaches to feel stress on occasions. Pre-game nerves, running late, the anticipation of a parents' meetings, a season where goals are not being accomplished, etc. Unmanageable stress is a major reason why coaches quit teams. A feeling of being overwhelmed takes the fun out of coaching. This can sometimes creep in when parents complain about results or question the coach's ability, dedication, or qualifications to compete. It leads to a less confident coach even if the criticism is unfounded. Perception is reality. Be confident in your ability and hold true to your values. These values hopefully encompass the happiness and well-being of the players while ensuring that they are learning all the way. A coach needs to be true to themselves and must understand that if they find themselves in an unhealthy situation, it is sometimes better to move along than to attempt to convert the parent group. The power of language and demeanor. Can't is the most dangerous word. It implies a physical or mental limitation accomplishing things. Also use the words potential and ability carefully. Potential is unrealized capability. Use it to encourage growth, not stifle it. Ability is something known now. A child lacks the ability to drive a car but has the potential to learn. Ability dictates training and playing levels. Catch them doing good and don't focus on technical shortcomings. Emphasize positive character traits and celebrate when they done something correctly. Positive comments need to outweigh negative comments. The more the negative comments, the lower the self-esteem. 12 positive comments to undo 1 negative comments in kids. 8 to 1 with more confident athletes. Body language communicates as much if not more than verbal. Parents and coaches need to be careful how they express themselves with their body language. Kids pick up on disappointment and that hurts the self-esteem. Patience and discipline. Parents need to be patient. Kids learn to be patient from patient parents. Patience is synonymous with several action-oriented words such as endurance, tolerance, understanding, perseverance, and bearing pain. Patience is also associated with doing nothing. But in truth, doing nothing actually requires a great deal of strength, determination, and conscious inaction. Of course, patience, at least a lack of it from a parent or coach, can lead to discipline being required. Being a disciplined individual actually results in less discipline being required. Patience helps breed the type of mental strength needed to be truly disciplined. Most kids feel safer in a structured environment. They feel comfortable and safe when they know the rules of the game and receive feedback on their performance. You can improve the effectiveness of your disciplinary actions by clearly defining the meaning and importance of discipline to the improvement of morality, ethics, and mental capacity. Appropriate, consistent, and constructive discipline can help children in their sport and in their lives. A great deal of discipline is needed to become a successful athlete. Children feel more confident and secure in a properly disciplined environment, one where patience takes the lead. Confidence and security lead to better performances in athletics, which then creates even more confidence and security. This is a pattern of growth that can produce happy and healthy people, on and off the field or court.
Leading into the leadership section, one of my favorite leadership moments on TV and movies. Of course, we all know what happens to this character, but there's fighting him till the bitter end.